Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope you are good. Let's see what the week ahead has in store for us. I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot, and then I always extend this reading by clarifying using a second deck, and I always extend that on YouTube. So just search Microblonde Tarot, or you'll find the link in all of my bios, descriptions and everything else. So let's have a look. What does the week ahead have in store for us? Is it going to be a good one? I feel like last week was pretty good. Good energy. What is this week about to bring in, I wonder? Okay, let's see. Knight of Wands, Four of Swords, the Empress, Seven of Cups, the Hierophant, the Wheel, 4, 5, 6, the Six of Wands. Okay, so Monday, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is really about action and passion, taking chances, being spontaneous. So there is some message here that on Monday you need to kind of really go for something, really approach something with a little bit of reckless abandon. That's not normally something I would encourage or advise, depending, but it can be a message around communication. It can be passionate reconnection, excitement. It is like a bit like a party girl kind of energy, very uplifted energy, very spontaneous. So there's something there at the beginning of the week to kind of hit the ground running and hit the week with like full energy. And if you've been procrastinating about something, I would say it's time to really start to make a move or take some kind of action. Speak your truth. Don't be afraid. Don't be holding back. This is definitely not an energy of holding back as the week begins. So could even be passionate new connections, because it can represent communication and things like that as well. So maybe there's some kind of exciting conversation to start the week. You have to let me know on that one. Day 2, the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is an energy of healing. It can be an energy that you need to give yourself a bit of a moment to rest. Sometimes it could be sort of feeling exhausted, feeling burnt out. Sometimes it could be sort of giving yourself the grace to just take a minute, whether that be, having a bath, going for a walk, listening to music, whatever it may be. It's something that nurtures the soul. It's something that gives you some sort of respite. It's something that allows you to sort of process and recover. So if there has been anything kind of troubling you, this is a good indication that things are starting to shift. But you do have to give yourself that time to, stop and process and rest and think, because sometimes we're just 24/7, 100 miles an hour. We don't actually give our bodies or our minds or our souls time to really process everything that's constantly being thrown our way. And a lot of people I know this year have had a really difficult year already, even though we're already only in April. There's a lot of energy this year that has been challenging. So yeah, give yourself a break. Take a day off, call in sick, why not? Tell your boss your tarot reader told you to. Actually don't. I don't need the emails complaining. Okay, day 3, the Empress. The Empress is a very creative energy. It represents divine feminine energy. And this is like having the world to create something. Yes, it can represent motherhood. There could be a pregnancy announcement. There could be something like that in the week ahead. But it represents that as the feminine, we have a power to create anything, creating business, creating ideas, nurturing, looking after, mothering, not always in terms of being an actual mother, but looking after things and people and places and nature, and really kind of being present in the world. So there could be a lot of energy around the middle of the week of things kind of coming into fruition, things that you've been nurturing, looking after, tending to, starting to see change, starting to see improvement, starting to see the fruits of your labour, that kind of energy. It could be that you're filled with creative new ideas, opportunities, that kind of thing. But it's extremely positive. But it is an energy of being in flow, being at one with the universe, being at one with nature. So not forcing, but being open and receptive to receive as well, okay? Okay, day 4, the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups represents choices, decisions, but sometimes it's like you don't always know what's under each one of these cups. So sometimes we're making choices or decisions. It's a reminder to be sure that you know all the facts. Be sure that when you're making a choice or decision, you know what's actually being offered to you, and you're not being kind of sold smoke and mirrors and fantasy and illusion. It can also be a message that you need to get out of the clouds and be grounded in reality and not procrastinate, because sometimes for me this card feels like procrastination. Oh, I might do this, I might do that, I might do this, I might do that, and nothing actually gets decided. So for me that could be a message Wednesday, Thursday, to actually stop procrastinating and make a choice about something that you've been putting off. Okay. Day 5, the Hierophant. This can be about teaching and guiding. It's kind of like a guru energy. It represents commitment. It can be spiritual awakening. It can be lessons learned. It could be that you are mentoring others, you are guiding others in some way, or some others are guiding you. But it is definitely about sort of moving up the ladder towards kind of higher things, higher purposes, higher knowledge, higher power. Sometimes it represents marriage for me, the Hierophants. I don't know if any of you are getting married. That would be day 5, so that would be Friday if you are. Congratulations. But it's an extremely positive energy, and if you feel a little bit lost, it's saying just look around you, because there will be somebody there that can give you some kind of guidance on the way. Maybe it's me, maybe it's this reading. Okay, day 6, the Wheel of Fortune, one of my favourite cards. This is about fate and timing and being on the right path. It's also a powerful card of change. Around her neck, I don't know if you can see it, there's dice, and it's kind of like rolling the dice and taking a chance and like getting a double 6. So it's like luck, and it's positivity, positive change, powerful change, everything turning around. Even at the last moment, you know, if you're waiting, I don't know, waiting to pay a bill and you've got no money, at the last moment, money comes in, something unexpected happens, and everything works out okay in the end. And then day 7, the 6 of Wands. This is a very successful energy. It can represent success at work. I don't know if that would be relevant on a Sunday, maybe for some of you. But this is victory, this is success, this is recognition. It can even be things like fame and fortune and being very well recognised, you know, publicly. It can be things like just good outcomes, positive outcomes, victory after a battle, you know, finally feeling like you're in the right place and you've done well and you're over the worst of it, and all of that kind of energy. But it can be actual rewards, recognition, pay rises, promotions, opportunities, being in the spotlight somehow. You know, your star is ascending, you're being noticed, you're being seen, you're being acknowledged, all of that kind of energy. So I think a very, very positive week. I am going to clarify using the second deck. This is the Dark Mansion Tarot, I believe. So if you can stick around, please do. If not, I'll see you soon. Okay, let's dig a little bit deeper into the week ahead. Starting with the Knight of Wands. Passion, fun, spontaneous energy. What is this? What is this Knight of Wands? It's fast, it's unexpected. Can represent communication. The Emperor, the 9 of Cups. Whatever it is, it feels like it's involving a masculine. The Emperor is interesting because we've got the Empress out here. Masculine, feminine connection. The Emperor can represent Aries. It can represent somebody that has got a very important place in your life, or has a very important role in some way. So it can sometimes represent, you know, a boss or somebody in a position of power. It could just represent a very passionate connection, because the Emperor is Aries, which is fire. We've also got the Knight of Wands, which is fire. And the 9 of Cups is emotional fulfillment. Okay, so whatever this is, it's positive. Maybe this is a message that you're going to have a passionate new connection with an Emperor energy. Maybe this is incoming communication from the Emperor. But somewhere or another, it turns out to be emotional fulfillment. It could be a job offer. It could be that your boss suddenly tells you that they're giving you a pay rise or a promotion. It's unexpected, it's sudden, and it's like, you know, just like this, something very positive. With the Queen of Swords here, most of my viewers are the feminine, so maybe this is, you know, something that you've been thinking about, or something that you're not sure how you're going to react to, because the Queen of Swords can be a little bit of a closed book, not giving too much away. But yeah, let me know what that is, because that's an interesting one. Day 2, the 4 of Swords. Give yourself a break. Why? What's going on? Why do you need to give yourself a break here, I wonder? Let's have a look. Have you been working too hard? Have you been doing too much? Have you not been sleeping properly? Temperance and the Sun. This is about happiness and joy and fulfillment. And this is, you know, with Temperance, it's giving yourself a break, finding balance. For me, it feels a little bit like maybe you've been burning the candle at both ends, but you've got double Four of Swords here. There's definitely a message here that you need to slow down, or you need to be kinder to yourself. Perhaps you've been beating yourself up about something, being really unkind to yourself, you know, picking fault with your appearance, being unpleasant, something like that. But things are going to turn around. You've just got to see the light. You know, you've got to almost like allow yourself to be happy, because there's some energy here where it's like you're ignoring something and you are suffering on an emotional level about something, but you're refusing to give yourself the time and the space to really process it. And you're not looking after yourself well enough emotionally. Okay, that's me telling you off. Day 3, the Empress. Why have we got the Empress here? One card already turned. Where are you? 6 of Swords, moving forward to calmer waters. 7 of Swords, Queen of Wands. There's definitely about moving towards calmer waters, things settling down. It could be that for some of you, you are actually relocating or moving. 7 of Swords can be things which, you know, you didn't see coming, or you've been sort of trying to avoid. You may even have been keeping this a secret for some people. So maybe you're, you know, if this was like you're creating your own business, or there's a pregnancy, or there's something new that you are bringing in to the world, it could be that you've been slowly working on this, but you've been keeping it a secret. And this week is the moment to shine, because I've got the Queen of Wands. This is your moment to shine. This is the moment to launch something, to announce something, to really kind of have your moment in the spotlight, particularly with that 6 of Wands there as well. It's your time to shine, but it could be unexpected to a lot of people. 7 of Cups, choices, decisions, illusions. Why have we got the 7 of Cups here? Day 4. 10 of Swords, 6 of Cups, Ace of Swords. Okay, there's been something from the past. So it's either something that's been going on a long time, or something that was very painful in the past, where there's been a betrayal or a hurt or a painful ending with the 10 of Swords. And on this kind of day 4 or 5, there's some sort of truth or clarity. So it could be that a truth is revealed. It could be that there's some sort of conversation that answers a lot of why something happened, why somebody did something, why, you know, somebody behaved a certain way. And it's almost like the illusion is no longer there. You get some sort of truth that stops you having to wonder, that stops you wondering why something happened, or, you know, why did somebody say something? Why did somebody end something? Why did something not work out? Why did this person hurt you, let you down? There's some sort of resolution. It's actually a good thing, but it's been a long time coming. It has been a long time coming. I do feel that this person was acting selfishly in some way, and it left you just wondering. It could even be that somebody completely ghosted you. That was the ending. They just ghosted you. You were left without any answers. But this week, there are some kind of answers which brings some sort of closure, or clarity at least. So you're no longer left to wonder. You know, was it this? Was it that? Was it this? You know, you no longer need to wonder. Okay. The Hierophant coming next on day 5 could be that lessons have been learned. King of Swords, Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. See, for me, Ace of Cups can be new love, new beginnings, new, like a reconciliation, like a fresh start. This does seem to be coming in from a King of Swords energy, somebody that maybe hasn't been communicating their feelings up until now, or an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Page of Cups could be somebody that's been very inconsistent, but now they're ready to commit. Because with the other cards that we got here, I really feel like this Hierophant energy is giving me, you know, somebody that has thought about something and been guided, and now they're ready to commit. So it could be that they've even been seeking advice from someone about a situation, and now they're ready to express how they feel, maybe ready to start again, maybe lessons have been learned. Wheel of Fortune, Saturday. One of my favourite cards. What is it bringing? Be something good, Wheel. Two of Wands. Judgment. Five of Swords. Seven of Wands. There's an end to some sort of conflict or battle. We just keep getting this same message this week, don't we? Battles being over, things improving. Judgment. Judgment can be a conversation. Sometimes it could also be a resurrection. We've got two energies here of resurrection. So the Wheel of Fortune is bringing an end to a struggle, the end to a battle, and a potential resurrection energy. Okay. Day 7, the Six of Wands, victory, positivity, success. The Lovers, the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you've got a lot of aces coming in. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, the Sun. The Lovers can be choices or decisions which actually work out in your favour. Not always to do with love, not everything to do with love and relationships, even though the majority of my readings are love readings. Doesn't have to be. This could be that you are chosen for an opportunity. You are chosen for success. There's a new opportunity for you, a new beginning, a new job, a new role. But for some of you, if this is love related and there has been some sort of choice or decision or limbo, the outcome for you is successful. It's positive. There's loads of aces this week. Resurrection energy. Queen of Pentacles, the World, yeah. It's out with the old and in with the new this week, I would say. Queen of Pentacles shows that you're going to be in a very abundant position. It's almost like you can have whatever you want. Everything you want is coming to you and you're just there sitting pretty about it. You know, you're in control. And it's because you've been staying quite grounded, although you've not been maybe addressing something here with that Four of Swords. But there's cycles here that have been driving you mad, and this week everything completes one way or another. And it may be that you're not even interested in what all of this is, you know, you're just carrying on with life, you're happy where you are. But there's a lot of energy of regret from others around you, about how they've treated you. Maybe wanting second chances, maybe wanting to give an explanation, an apology. I just don't really think you need it. I don't think it's necessary, but maybe it's nice. Yeah, there's conversations, the birds, that lead to like a crossroads, really. Obstacles to be overcome. But yeah, you're okay. Like the Bear is success, and the woman, the female energy. Somebody does want to overcome a block or an obstacle. They may even want you to unblock them. On the bottom, I got the Man. And the cross, yeah. You've literally crossed someone off your list. And they want you to unblock them, or they want you to unblock your energy towards them. Okay, well, you don't need to. You're not all that bothered by the looks of it. But I guess it depends what they want and what they have to offer. You'll have to let me know. Have a good one, guys.